So one of the things people, wonder about, I guess, with poets is what motivates them. And so I have really a lot, but I've gone through phases of my life. And the first set of poems I want to read comes from a collection of poems I have called Optics and Doubt. And it's inspired by a couple of people I did actually study with at Hollins. And I want to read just a couple of poems to celebrate their lives. And also, I'm going to read a poem that celebrates the life of a gentleman who lived in Bath County, who also, he and his wife supported me in times when my voice wasn't really in print, say. So I'm going to do that first. So the first poem I want to read is called Scandals, and it's read in honor of Roseanne Coggeshall, who I studied with at Hollins in the 80s. And she was from South Carolina, and she is the person who taught me to get rid of prepositional phrases. And recently, when I was researching her, I realized she might have been obsessing on that, because that was a critique of her writing that appeared when her book was reviewed. And I'm looking back years later and thinking, that critique happened about the same time. She must have really, taken that to heart, because she repeated it quite often in the seminars. Anyway, Scandals. And this is inspired by her poem, Walking Polly's Island, which was inspired too by some conversations she had had with Annie Dillard. I will also say this is an Easter poem of sorts. Okay. Scandals. It is a scandal, sure enough, that the women in the doorway want the particulars, and we want the particulars too. Even I want to know the particulars that block the way to sweet, raw Christ. Tell me that story again about love, and don't leave out the details. This morning I step into your world where you take the particulars for granted. Around the corner, you are waking up in your house while the steam rises from the pond across the field. Perched on the wires, bluebirds shake their feathers in the first sunlight, bright with excitement. The rattle is your cough as you wake and walk through your house, blind to time, blind to blue. As you clear the dishwasher, I hope you realize much has gone unnoticed, unattended to. Life has been in the particulars. Tell me that story again about love. Tell me, and don't leave out the details.